So I'm going to teach you how to set up your own home gym for super duper cheap. So having the ability to work out at home when you're a mom is such a big game changer when it comes to actually getting your workouts done. If you don't have the barrier of needing to drive to a gym to work out, and you can do it right at home in your living room or your bedroom or your bonus room, you will be far more likely to get your workouts done. It makes it so that you can get in and get out and just move on with your day without having to truck everything to the gym, bring the kids to the gym, everything. So I highly recommend you setting up a workout space at home. Even if you still have a gym membership and like to go for classes occasionally, you need to have the option of being able to work out at home if you must. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a few what I call essentials for having a home gym. I obviously have a lot more equipment to work with, and as you go, you can start to accumulate more equipment, but there's a few things that you need to start with. And these few things are what the Strong Mamas workouts are based on, okay? So occasionally I'll have you use another random piece of equipment, but very, very rare, okay? So if you just have these simple pieces of equipment, you'll be doing awesome. So first things first, and I have a lot of people ask me, you'll notice that I actually work out barefoot most of the time. So are shoes an essential piece of equipment? Now, the reason that I work out barefoot the majority of the time is that I'm usually working out on carpet. So it's nice and soft. It doesn't hurt my feet. There's a little bit of cushioning for doing lunges, for doing jumping. So the carpet is great, and I find that the shoes just kind of feel bulky and get in my way. I have an easier time balancing when I'm barefoot. So whether or not you have shoes when you work out is really up to you. If you are not working out on carpet and you're working out on a hard surface, I recommend putting shoes on. Also, if you tend to have foot issues or knee pain due to flat feet or feet that don't land properly or they don't have a good solid surface, then definitely wear your shoes. Okay, so that's kind of a case-by-case basis. So you can try a workout with shoes on, see how it feels, try a workout without shoes and see how that feels. So the next piece of equipment that I find is super, super essential are good old-fashioned dumbbells, okay? You don't need very expensive ones. You don't need a huge, big set of dumbbells. If you can start with a lighter pair and then a heavier pair, you're doing really well. There's some workouts where we'll use a lighter pair, mostly for upper body exercises. There's smaller muscle groups in your arms and your upper body, so a lighter pair is a little bit more helpful. And then for lower body exercises, your lower body is capable of pushing and moving a lot more weight. So that's when having a heavier set of dumbbells is really helpful. Now, what do I mean by lighter? I don't mean 5 pounds. I mean 8 to 12 pounds, okay? So for most women, starting with a lighter pair of weights at 8 to 12 pounds is good. So this is a pair of 10s. So if you have a pair of 10s available to you, or between that amount, like 8 to 12s, that's a great set for your lighter set of weight. And then having a heavier set, go up a little higher. So having a set that's about 15 to 25 pounds. 25 pounds set is a little bit more on the advanced range. You need to be pretty darn strong to consistently be pushing the 25 pounds. But this is a set of 20s here. So the majority of my workouts, I probably use these 20s more than anything. Don't be afraid of the heavier weights. I will make sure that you ease into it well and that you feel very strong and comfortable using heavier weights. But to become truly strong, you do need to challenge your muscles with some heft, with some heaviness, okay? So if you have a set of lighter weights, 8 to 12 pounds, and a set of heavier weights, about 15 to 25 pounders, you're doing really good. Now you can fill in the gaps in between there if it doesn't feel perfect, but for now, those two sets are essential. After your dumbbells, the other essential thing is a good physio ball. I call them physio balls. Some people call them Swiss balls or exercise balls or yoga balls. I think from my physical therapy days, it's a physio ball in my mind. What you want is a ball that's really firm, so pump it up hard if you can to get it as firm as you can. The squishier it is, the harder it will be for you to maneuver the ball. So pump it up strong. This is a 65 centimeter ball, okay? For the majority of women, this size will work well. If you're a little bit shorter, like if you're shorter than 5 feet, if you're shorter than 5'5", if you're around 5 feet tall, you might want to go down in size. So go to like the 55 centimeter. If you're quite a bit taller, more at the 6 foot mark, then you'll want to go maybe one bit higher than this and do the 75 centimeter. But I think for most women, the 65 centimeter ball is going to be perfect. So after your ball, the next essential piece of equipment is a foam roller. Oh, the magic of foam rollers. You will either love or hate this thing, but this is probably hands down my favorite piece of equipment. If I could only live with one piece of equipment, it would be a foam roller. So the foam roller is what you will use before and after your workouts, mostly just after. They prep your muscles and get you ready to be able to stretch really well. So they are absolutely essential for recovery, regeneration, good mobility for your muscles. So these are important. I recommend getting an extra firm foam roller because over time they do condense down and they'll start to deform, okay? So you've probably seen foam rollers at the gym that start to look like hourglasses because they've been used so much. So if you start out with an extra firm foam roller, you'll be able to keep it forever. This one I've had for about 6 years and it still is just fine. So you don't need one this long. Many times at Fred Meyer or Target or Walmart, they sell foam rollers and they don't come this long, and that's okay. You can get one about 18 inches, that's fine, but if you find them on Amazon, you can get a 3 foot long foam roller as well. This is 6-inch diameter, okay, so this is a great foam roller. After your foam roller, the other piece of equipment that you will need, and we will use occasionally, is a mini band, okay? It's not a long, weird strap or loop. It's just a small loop that's actually really firm, and I have two thicknesses here. The black one is really, really strong. Blue one is just heavy, okay? So I make sure that you'll have a link to where to find this and what it is exactly, but we will be using this quite a bit for developing hip strength and core strength. So this band is kind of magical as well. So you want probably a heavy resistance. Are you starting to catch the theme here? Everything's a little bit heavy. That's what you need to get strong. And this is made by Perform Better. It's a exercise equipment company. I love their bands. So beyond these things, you really don't need a whole lot else. You'll see that I have a spinning bike. I never use it. I have a medicine ball. Sometimes I use that. I have a TRX. I do use that quite often, but not for our purposes on the membership, okay? So really, if you have some dumbbells, a physio ball, foam roller, a band, you're doing really well. You don't need an exercise mat, especially if you're working out on carpet. You don't need the mat. Unless you're working out on hardwood floor, then you probably want a little bit of cushion. But other than those things, and I think you can get the entire group of this for about $100 or less. I'd be shocked if you bought everything and it cost you more than $100. So you can have a complete home gym setup and without needing any other pieces of equipment for less than $100, okay? So I will make sure that you have a link to all of these pieces of equipment and you should be good to go at home.